In the future, a new technology called Archangel allows a parent to monitor their child using an implant. The implant allows the parent access to their child's vision and hearing with a tablet computer, along with live medical data and past audio-visual feeds. A filter allows to censor triggering content. Single mother, Marie Sambrell, gives birth to a girl, Sara. 3 years later, Sara's grandfather, Russ Sambrell, is feeding her. Marie takes Sara out for a walk. On the way, Sara gets scared by a dog, barking at her. They enter a park. Sara plays on swings, while Marie sits on a bench. Marie meets up with her friend, while Sara is playing. Sara gets lost, while playing with a cat. Marie frantically looks for her, in the streets. A neighbor is able to find her. Sara fell down a slope, after she followed the cat. Marie takes Sara to an Archangel facility. They tell Marie that Sara will be part of their trial period. The nurse uses an injection to implant a chip into Sara's brain. She provides a tablet to Marie and pairs it with Sara's implant. She is able to track Sara's location, her vitals, her vision, and her hearing via the implant. She can use the implant to block out things that gives her stress. Russ disapproves of the implant. Later, Marie is playing hide and seek with Sara while watching her through the tab at the same time. She takes her out for a walk and enables the content filter, which blocks out the dog and is barking. Marie goes to work and leaves Sara with Russ. While painting, Russ has a heart attack and collapses on the floor. Due to the content filter blocking stressful events, Sara is not able to see or hear her grandfather. Marie gets a notification on her tab and watches Russ collapsed on the floor. Marie goes home and helps Russ. Sara is now 6 years old. Russ has passed, and Marie is crying on his grave. Sara sees her mother's face blurred out. The dog still appears blurred out to her. At school, her friends are watching a shooting video, which she can't see. One of her friends, Trick, explains the video to her. She has never seen blood. But midway through the explanation, her friend gets blurred out, and she can't hear him anymore. At home, she is drawing a man bleeding from the head. While coloring the blood, it gets filtered out. She sharpens her pencil and stabs her finger to see what blood looks like, but it gets filtered out too. Marie gets a notification on her tab. She takes Sara to a psychologist. The psychologist tells her that Archangel was banned in Europe and never launched nationwide. It is going to be banned here too. The implant can't be removed, but he suggests to get rid of the tab and disable all the restrictions. Marie disables the filter and puts the tab away. For the first time in her life, Sara goes to school unsupervised. She gets scared of the dog. Marie turns on the tab and checks Sara's location. She turns it back off. Sara watches blood coming out of Trick's lips. She tells him that her mother has turned Archangel off. Trick shows her some pornography and gore videos. Marie puts the tab away in the attic. Sara is now 15 years old. Sara has become friendly with the dog. She meets up with Trick, who invites her to a party. She lies to her mother and tells her she's going to a friend's house. At night, Marie calls Sara, but she doesn't answer. She calls her friend's mother, who tells her that the girls were never here. She calls all of her friends' mothers, but none of them know where the girls are. Marie starts panicking. She goes into the attic and turns on the tab. She watches Sara making out with Trick. Sara leaves for home, while Marie tracks her location. Sara reaches home and tells her the movie went great. Next day, Sara goes to school. Marie has started using the tab again. She gets a notification alerting her of Sara's increased heart rate and drug use. She watches Sara doing lines. She uses the tab to look up info on Trick. Next day, she visits Trick and tells him to stay away from Sara, otherwise, she is going to call cops on him. Trick agrees to stay away from her. Sara tries to call Trick, but he doesn't pick up. She sends him a message, but doesn't get a reply. Later, Marie calls her for dinner, but Sara doesn't eat, depressed over Trick ignoring her. Next day, Sara goes to Trick's workplace and tries to talk to him. Trick tells her that he doesn't want to be with her, while Marie watches it on the tab. Sara is extremely distraught and cries in the streets. Marie gets a notification on the tab, Sara is pregnant. Marie goes to a pharmacy and gets an emergency contraceptive pill, which she puts in Sara's smoothie next morning. Sara drinks the smoothie and leaves for school. At school, Sara doesn't feel well and vomits. The nurse tells her that it was a pill that made her sick, for terminating her pregnancy. She is not pregnant anymore. Sara goes home and starts searching for the pill package, which she finds in the trash. She goes into her mother's room and finds the tab. She starts packing her clothes. Marie arrives. Seeing the trash all scattered on the floor, Marie calls for Sara. She checks the tab, and notices Sara standing at her back. Sara snatches the tab from her, and accidentally turns the content filter on. She smashes her mother's face with the tab. Content filter blurs the blood on Marie's face. Unable to see the damage, Sara beats her mother unconscious with the tab. The tab breaks, and the filter is turned off. Sara leaves, after witnessing the damage she caused. Marie wakes up, and checks the tab, which is now completely broken. Marie runs onto the street, and starts screaming Sara's name. She tries to fix the tab, but it doesn't work. Sara is walking down the highway. The episode ends with her hitchhiking and getting into a truck. Like and subscribe for more videos like this.